I got another. Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. Jack and Letty are still in Lake Jackson. We're doing the social distance thing. I don't want anybody to get sick on my account, so this is like the pandemic pantry function where I'm just doing it out of my place. I'm sorry about the nerd stuff on the wall and the mess. If you see any bugs run by, they're not mine. Guy moved in next door, he's a piece of shit. So today we're going to do something a friend of mine taught her. Said she wouldn't be able to get through college without it. We're going to do a Burgerdilla. Basically, it's just a quesadilla with a burger in it. It's outstanding. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Go to our YouTube thing, man. Ring the little bell so you get notifications when we upload these on Tuesdays and Fridays when we can, man. Quarantine's got us a little fucked up on that part, though. But you can also find us on the Instagram stuff. You know how all that stuff works. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, yeah, it's not a lot of stuff into this, man. You need some, hamburger, ground chuck, unfrozen. You're going to need some tortillas. We use the flour stuff because I'm a white guy, I can't handle corn. I don't know how to work it. A little bit of butter, just a little bit. Maybe it's optional. And cheese. I use extra sharp and provolone because that's just kind of cheese I like, but you can use whatever. So get your hamburger. Make sure it's not frozen because you got to make patties out of it. It's one of the few times I'll tell you make sure it's thawed out because you thought the outside's going to look a different color. As long as it's not like green, you're fine. So pull you off a little piece. Like you're going to try to make this as small and thin as possible. Like itty bitty. So you just keep mashing it. Just turn and mash. I use my thumb here. I might have sped this up a little much. But I use my thumb to kind of keep the edges together because as you mash it, the edges kind of separate, man. So once you kind of get a realistically thin patty, man, do that. I was able to get 4 out of this. Right? Just stick it on there. You can see where it's, pink on the inside, brown where it was frozen on the outside. But go ahead and that's fine. All right, so get this, put it on medium-high. I use my tongs or my regular spatula for this part. So make sure it's nice and warm, and you're going to cook your burger, right? The quesadilla part is very easy because it's just to melt the cheese. So you got to cook this burger and cook it good, right? If you can only fit 2 in your skillet, that's fine. Right? I can fit 3 because they shrink down. You kind of see if that grease gets thick, dump it. Use your big flat spatula if you can, or your tongs. Now, if that grease is too much, take it, you can dump it out. Flip it over. You want the underside like starting to brown, but you want it a little darker than that, right? So just go ahead and flip it. Let that stays. It'll take about anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes as long as you keep it on medium, man. I usually turn mine down a little bit because the cheap burger I use just splatters that grease all over the place, man. So I turn it down. So if it gets thick like that, just go ahead and dump it. That's what I did here. I didn't want them swimming in that grease. See where they're starting to brown on that side? That's what I was looking for. So they shrunk down, so now I can add that 4th one. I can throw that one in. It's not that big a deal. You can add seasoning to this, I guess. Like, I didn't even think about it. My friend said she did it in college. See, that's the kind of brown you want. You want to try to do that on both sides. Right? So I went ahead and did that. Got my secret, weapon there. My paper towel and a plate. You can see that 4th one over there cooking. Let it drip a little bit. And it pulls off more grease than a George Foreman grill, man. I tell you what, that's what keeps it in there. It makes that, you can tell, it'll make the paper towel see-through. Perfect. All right, so once you get it all cooked, go ahead and clean that some bitch out. Just give it a wipe down, right? You don't have to do too much, right? Just get this quick wipe and you're good. So get you your tortilla. Wow. And you can butter this. I'm going to show you 2 different ones here. Like, the way I was raised is use butter. Now, you want soft butter. Oh, mine's super hard because I'm not a fan of leaving butter out. If you got like a spread or a margin, that works fine too. It doesn't have to be perfect. As soon as it heats up, it'll move around the pan, right? So you just kind of want it on there. You just don't want a big chunk. So you put it butter side down, and as soon as you put it in there, go ahead and add 1 slice of your cheese. Beep. Right, try to get it centered. There you go. Or shredded cheese is fine. You can use that. Shredded cheese adds more cheese to it. I just can't afford the shredded cheese right now. Put your hamburger thing in there. Get you another slice of cheese on top. Bam! It's like a double cheeseburger, right? The double cheese of the, not the double burger part. And then get your other tortilla. Try to butter that top a little bit. This one spread a little better because I think I got it thinner, right? That or it was warming up sitting on my stove. Either way. So butter that one and then leave it butter side up, right? Put it on there. Now, you can mash it flat here, or you can just use it later. Let it sit for about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes, or 2 or 3 minutes, I think is what I let this one sit at. And then flip it. It should stick together. The cheese should hold it together. If you use that shredded stuff, it's really around the outside. It seals that whole big deal together. But I just burned the crap out of myself. But I just didn't have the shredded cheese. I had the sliced stuff around here. But it works fine with both, man. Let it sit for another 2-3 minutes. Pull it off. Get you another plate. Bam. Burgerdilla. Like, I think this would work better with shredded cheese and smaller ones. Now this one, I didn't butter it. There were still remnants of burger and butter in it from the last one. So I think that's what it does. But instead of turning it that golden yellow color, I use a provolone on this one as well. It just turned it as brown. It's heating the tortilla, right? It's not buttering it and cooking the butter. And this one I went ahead and mashed because it didn't have butter on it. I just mashed the living crap out of it. And again, 2 minutes later, take it, flip it over. Boom. You can see it's cooking it, it's melting the cheese, sticking it all together. And that's all it takes, man. You put it together, let it sit for another 2-3 minutes on that side, you're done. Burgerdilla, it's super filling, it's super cheap. I mean, like, the whole thing is less than like $4. It is ridiculous. And I was able to make 4 of these, and 1 of these fills my big ass up. So there you have it, man. Burgerdilla is brought to us by Fish of the Freshwater from over in the CK. If you're a nerd or into LARPing or AppGuard, you know what that means. This works, man. This is really good. Like I said, I prefer the one that's got the butter on the outside just because I'm white guy and it's a flour thing, so that's whatever. But they're excellent, man. They're super cheap. They're super easy. I enjoy them. You can catch us on YouTube all the time, but we upload on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can find us on Instagram at Living Between, or on Facebook, Pinterest, or Patreon at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. If you're on Patreon, you're one of our patrons, thank you very much. We very much appreciate it. We're looking to add some more stuff there. And until next time, man, everybody be cool. Stay safe.